Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. Well, I hope we all had a, great start of the new year. I'm actually totally prepared today. I'm even wearing a microphone, so I hope you can at least partially hear me. Um, today is actually tea time. Tea time today, not coffee. So it is my beautiful tea mug. I love this thing. It's like actually has like a little 3D design on it. So of course I do not sell that mug. So it's not for sale. I take a little sip here. All right. Today I'm taking a break from listing. I was listing for over an hour, and my ADD, I can't do this all the time, so I have to take breaks. So I was thinking about, at first I wasn't going to list this. It's a little Aldi shopping cart. It's super cute. Look, it even has that little, where is it, over here, the little coin thingy. So it is a Holiday Village accessory. You can buy it at Aldi, right? And a friend of mine gave it to me, and I don't really do that much Christmas anymore, so I'm thinking I might sell it. Yeah, it's better. It's better somebody else has it, and it's just gonna lay in the corner. Do you ever get that? I have this thing where sometimes people give me stuff, and I appreciate the gift, and then I don't really have a use for it, and then because out of respect for the person, I just keep it, even though I really don't have a use for it. I am just not using it. And yeah, so I'm trying to kind of overcome this. All right, so I was doing like price analysis, what to price it at, and then I noticed something, and I'm gonna take you now on screen, and I'm just gonna think of a few things. So, and I wonder what you think about it. What makes sense. You can always leave comments, whatever I say, or don't say, or think, or mean, or whatever. All right, so we are in the Terapeak product research environment here within eBay. And I typed in Holiday Village accessories shopping cart. And so these are the results. And we're in the sold section here. Obviously, that's when they released it. And since it's the 2003 holiday ornaments, accessories, there was no sales prior. And I'm checking what's active. And I always like to list, basically, this is highest to lowest, but I always like to list lowest to highest. And so this one is listed for $4.75 shipping, and has 2 watchers. And then there are various ones, and then they're in the $5 range plus shipping, and then something in the middle. So this is $10 free shipping, has also 2 watchers on it. All right, so they're all in more or less in the same price range. Some of them a little bit more, like this guy, but they're probably banking on waiting till all of these up here sell, and then it's their turn. Let me check this out. I always wonder what kind of people list that expensive, that high. So does have a few reviews, so there's a few. And the seller does not accept returns. Do they have a store? They do not have a store. All right. So that shows me, since they do not have a store, you can only see sellers' other items. They have 12 items listed. So that shows me that they cannot look up the prices, so they do not have access to Terapeak. And then also, since 582 items sold, most of these reviews come from actually being a buyer, because that's a lot of reviews for not that many items sold. But anyhow, that's my little take here. All right, so let's go back to, all right, so we see these were all listed on November 22nd, 28th, 27th. We can, I guess, sort by start date. So that one is November 13th. All right, so mostly all of these, this cheap one here, cheaper one, was listed on November 22nd. So what I'm trying to get at is, like, let's see at the sold, and we sorted on the date last sold. So at the beginning, you were the first one. Obviously, this person is the same, so they started off listing it very high, and people had to have it, and then the price would continuously go down as time progresses. So now let's look at what sold last. So there were two that sold on January 2nd. There was this for $475 and $381 shipping, and then somebody bought one for $11.99 plus $560 shipping. So this is really strange to me. I'm just wondering, why in the world would somebody pay $6 more? 12, 5, 6, 7 plus the shipping, 8. So why in the world would somebody pay $8 more to buy this? Why? I mean, I only shop lowest to highest. That's the only way I shop. And then I compare what is available, and then I make an educated decision. So I don't understand. Or maybe they bought it and then didn't pay till January 2nd. Makes no sense. If this one was available, because this is a multi-item list, this is still listed. You know, it's again the same seller with I'm sorry, the sound quality of my initial recording got messed up, so I kind of now have to retro talk about what I was saying earlier, and I'm just trying to compare these two listings and trying to figure out why one sold over the other one. Now here I'm pointing out that maybe one seller has better returns than the other, and it turns out actually that the more expensive listing did not accept returns, whereas the cheaper listing did accept 14-day returns. However, the buyer pays shipping. Then I thought, well, maybe the feedback played a role. One had 100% positive feedback, and the other seller had 99.6% feedback. But to me, that percentage of feedback is really, if it's in the 99 point something range, it's still, to me, it's 100%, because we know that, you know, there's always a crazy buyer out there. But yeah, so it doesn't make any sense to me. You're watching Knitix Hardly Working, and please, if you like this content, hit subscribe and like. Yeah, in order to try to mimic Amazon, eBay will list items, you know, closer, or will show you items closer to where you're at, in order to give you this impression of, you know, faster, you know, you get the stuff faster. Because it's important to them, because eBay always writes here, ships today, if paid within 7 hours and 3 minutes. Well, maybe that's what it was. Oh no, that's the other one, the cheaper one. So they do take it that it's important to them, because then they say delivery estimated Monday, January 8th through January 11th. So they do, it's important to them that the seller thinks, the buyer thinks it's getting to them much faster than it, you know, not that it actually does, but okay. So this is in Lockport, Illinois, and let's look at the other item. So that one is in Eastlake, Ohio, or was in Eastlake, Ohio. So that's really fairly close together. So it's almost like similar market. So that's not the reason either. I don't know. Maybe they couldn't see it. It just baffles me. Why would you pay $8 more for an item that's exactly identical? You know, it's not like when you go to the grocery store and you buy different cereal. I mean, you have the brand name and then you have the private label. Then maybe, I mean, maybe you think, you know, the brand name is better than what, but it's not like there's a brand name or something. It's the exact identical item. Anyhow, just my little thought. All right, to close this out, I guess I will list this around $8, $9 plus shipping, and hope for the best. And Christmas sells all year, but hopefully it will sell by next year. If not, then the year after that. It's not taking a lot of space. Something else I wanted to talk about is, oh yeah, I was gonna look at real quick at the kind of stuff that sold for me last weekend. I thought it was very interesting. And don't worry, I'm not gonna do what sold. You know, I'm not into that, but I just want to show you it like a trend that I noticed for the weekend. All right, so I'm back. So I brought up some items that sold for me this past holiday, New Year's Eve weekend. And first up, we have this Elmo's World, Mattel Sesame Street. I did mark that it does not work. It's in the title. It does not work. I had this sitting in the store since probably 2020. And I've at one point marked it down to like $3. It would not sell. It just wouldn't sell. I had it on Facebook everywhere. Would not sell. And then lo and behold, it sells out of the blue on New Year's Eve. So, all right, you know, lucky me. No big deal. But then the other weird thing is I sold the salt shaker, which is another item that I had sitting in my store since 2020. So, and that's all of what I'm telling you. It was all within like an hour or so. So I don't believe in coincidences. Something must have happened. I don't really know. So the next thing that sold again that I had listed since 2020 was this Zuru Sparkle Girls Purple Unicorn thingy. Again, I'm glad it's at the door. I don't, source these items anymore. But to me, once it's listed, the work is the listing. Once it's listed, it's listed. I'm just going to let it sit. I don't care. I will adjust the listing. Maybe I retake pictures and, change the wording. And I'll work with the listing, but I don't delete items, remove them, and then donate it. I just don't do that. I might temporarily take it out of eBay, and then I will, have it just on Mercari or Facebook or wherever. And then I will put it back into eBay. I move stuff around, and then I sold this item, which again, I've had in the store since 2020. I mean, it's all like strange items and they all sold. So whatever is normally controlling the sale was turned off during the weekend. So I had actually really good weekend and I cleared out a lot of old stuff that's been sitting and I just haven't been able to sell. So I was pretty happy about that. And then what else I sold? Obviously, through January, you will notice that Oh, there we go. That's another item that was listed since 2020. Couldn't sell, couldn't sell, couldn't sell. Finally, I sold it. Finally, I sold all three of them combined. First, I had listed them individually. Wouldn't sell, wouldn't sell. That's the stuff I do. And then I put it in a lot, and then finally it sold. And yeah, I mean, I'm not unhappy. But again, all I'm saying is whatever controls the sales on eBay, normally, whatever that little gatekeeper is, that it was off. Because that's no coincidence. I'm selling all these like hard to sell items within like an hour. So why now, and why didn't they sell before? So all of a sudden somebody woke up and they're like, oh, we're shopping for everything that's been listed for a long time and nobody wants to buy. Anyhow. Oh yeah, and they're all, most of them all went to California. That's another thing. I can make another video about my California, how that whatever regional something something was off. And so my last two items, all the way through January, you will notice you're gonna still sell Christmas, because people are already buying things that they want to do for next year, and then also replacing stuff that broke. And I sold this, and then I also actually, this is Department 56. That was another dumb buy I made, but it's all right. It's going out the door. I'm glad. And I sold another one on Poshmark, not the same, but from the same series, Alpine Village series. No, that was not Alpine Village. That was like Department 56 or something. No, what's it called? The Charles Dickens Village. I sold that one on Poshmark. Yeah, I bought this. It was a lot of like 30, and they were all not boxed. I will buy it again, but it's got to be boxed. I'm not going to buy any more unboxed, because it was a nightmare packaging them up. She wasn't ready, so we were all packaging them up, and I did not spend enough time inspecting it, and we were just busy. I wanted to get out of there, and it took a while. We all had to like wrap it in newspapers, and then I threw it in my car. Then I was, of course, too lazy to unpack. I had it in the car for a while, which is always clinking and clicking against each other. That really didn't damage him. So when finally got around to list it, and I noticed that a couple of them, she said, oh no, they're all great. They're all like in great shape, and don't trust. It's not that they deliberately lie to you. It's that they may not know, because she said she got it from her mother, and her mother always had it up in the kitchen, and she did wash them. They were like, she said they were all like caked and stuff and greased and stuff, because for years they were just in the kitchen. Her mother passed away, and so she, took them, and she did wash them. But I had to rewash them even more, because there was still some cakey stuff, especially on the cables. I had to wash all the cables, and so there was a lot of work that went into it. And then at least 3 or 4 were complete. One, she told me it was broken. I knew that. But then there was another one, couple that were actually broken but were re-glued back together. So of course those are already sold. It's funny. It's like the broken crap always sells first. Always. I don't know why. So don't hesitate on listing stuff that is broken or whatever. Just disclose it. Or repaired. Just say repaired, show it where, and all the whatever. Sell it at a great price, and some people are okay with it. One guy bought one from me, and I told him, but it's repaired and all this. He's like, oh, I don't care. I just need it for my to set up my trains. I have I'm a train collector, and I build little villages, and I'm like, all right, yeah. yeah, that buy was absolute nightmare. I paid $5 a pop on average. Um, and I made my money back, but not a whole lot of profit. Plus, they're a pain in the neck because you have to package them and all this and that because they're porcelain. And yeah, so actually, one of them I even sold to Brazil. That was a few years ago. So I bought this about 2 years ago. I still, maybe now I have one or two more houses left, but that's it. But yeah, it's all old beginner sins. I'm getting wiser because I was always a handmade seller. I've been a handmade seller for 20 years. But that I am reselling, I picked that up around 2019, 2020. I would occasionally sell stuff that I had and all that, but not like that. I really would regularly do it. So, all right. So I guess that's it for now. My hand. Have my hand in the picture. All right. So I guess, yeah, I wish you a great, happy day. Hope you had a little break with my video and talk to you soon. Bye.